What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. This is our tournament preview for the 2021 Honda Classic. We are recording this Sunday afternoon. We just saw Westwood and Bryson blow up on hole 4 at the Players. So we're going to keep this brief for you, but we're going to be detailed and brief.
Detailed but quick. We want to get back to watching golf, but we'll try to fill you in on some of the sneak peeks of next week.
Yeah, so next week, Honda Classic. We're staying in Florida, going to Palm Beach. Unfortunately, not the strongest field in between the Players and WGC match play event, so only 2 of the top 20 in the world will be there. Right now, it looks like Im and Berger. Im will be defending, and Daniel Berger.
Yeah, sounds like a good chance for people who aren't in the Masters to win a tournament and get into the Masters.
There's a few of those for sure. It's also been called the Super Bowl of Monday qualifying. We don't talk about Monday qualifying a lot on our preview show, but it's going to be interesting on Monday. So if you don't follow already, Monday Q Info on Twitter, A Case of the Golf 1. A great follow. There's a stacked field for this year. There's 2 waves. It looks there's a ton of players out there. It will be very interesting to see gets through.
Yep, for sure. He's a great follow. Anything, whether it's mini tour stuff or Monday qualifiers especially, he's always got good things to say.
He's on
Twitter.
top of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Previous winners: Sunjae Im, Keith Mitchell, Justin Thomas, Rickie Fowler, Adam Scott, Padraig Harrington. It's a pretty elite group of winners. Of course, the scheduling has changed over the years with the Players going back to March and everything like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, at points it has been the first of the Florida swing, and it does shuffle around as these tournaments are have a habit of doing. But definitely there has been some good winners here.
Yeah, for sure. And lower scores. We'll talk about that in a second. But we are at PGA National for the Honda Classic. Palm Beach Gardens, as we said, in Florida, opened in 1981. It's been the host since 2007. So a lot of good course history here. You're going to hear it a ton. Home of the Bear Trap. Toughest 3 holes in golf. Great finishing holes. We'll talk about that in a sec. But par 70, 7,100 yards. Fazio built. Jack Nicklaus redesigns. Obviously, that's why it's called the Bear Trap. Hosted the Ryder Cup 1983, the PGA Championship 1987, Senior PGA Championship. It's a elite kind of well-known golf course on the circuit.
Yeah, and I think you got a little preview of the Bear Trap built in.
The Bear Trap.
Here.
So this is a plaque there. This is not flipped around. The blue is not the course. That is the water. So this is why it is super hard. So 15, 16, 17, par 3, par 4, par 3 stretch. It can average over a stroke over par if the winds are going. And I think I heard for this year, for 2021, there might be less grandstands, maybe more wind coming in or different winds. So it'll be really interesting to see, but a really entertaining stretch of closing golf there for sure.
Yeah. Also, anytime you have that, it means that someone can post and be competitive.
Yeah.
If you go in and post a score in the clubhouse, and the whoever's coming in last has to try to meet that, that can make for entertaining when there's that bar as opposed to the people competing against each other on course. It can just make for a different type of atmosphere, a different type of
especially
feel.
Since we're at TPC Sawgrass right now. PGA National is going to give a similar feel.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so first things first, we always like to do horses for courses, best tournament histories.
Yeah.
So I've broken it down here. We don't have, the strongest outfield, so it's not necessarily the strongest of tournament histories, which would be reflected in that. But starting off, Rickie Fowler, he started here. He's got 11 starts at the tournament here. He obviously has a notable win 2017 and was runner-up in 2019. But really, it's 4 top 10s in 11 starts. So he's got some consistency. Now, he has missed a couple cuts. So, by no means is it a sure thing for him here, but he definitely has seen form. So I think we're going to talk about him a little bit more later. But about what this week might mean for his that.
It's not a sure thing like Sergio at the Players.
Yeah,
16 made cuts.
Exactly.
It's not that sure of thing.
Yeah. Next up, Russell Henley. So he's got 8 starts, and he won here way back in 2014. He has been a little bit better at making the cut. He's made 7 of 8 cuts and was 8th last year. So he's played well recently at the course as well. And, we'll get into who is in good form and who might fit based on the model. But he's just a name to keep in mind that he has a good history at the course.
Coming
Now,
off a
next
missed
up,
cut, so.
Lee Westwood, both Adam and I, you are watching in the future. We don't know how this tournament has turned out. He
Yeah.
may end up, if he wins the Players, I don't know if he will still be starting next week or whether that would
Great
affect
point.
that at
Yep.
all. But he has a good history here. He's started 7 times, 4 top 10s, no missed cuts. 6 of the 7 times he's been in the top 30. So he's been very consistent. Maybe if he doesn't win the Players, he'll be looking looking a little bit harder for the win next week.
Yeah.
Sunjae Im, of the guys on this list, he is definitely the young one. He's only got 2 starts. He's made the cut twice. First year he wasn't as good, but last year he came out and won this thing. So, there's not, like I said, there's not as many good course histories here. So last year's winner is going to make this list. And then Graeme McDowell. Now this one you have to go a little bit further back to see the good course history. He's got 10 starts here. 4 top 10s, but unfortunately the most recent top 10 was back in 2016. He did have a top 20, I want to say maybe 14th or 15th in 2017. So really it's just, I'm wondering, 41-year-old Graeme McDowell, I'm wondering if maybe he can find a little bit of form here at a course that he does have a good history. So we'll see. It'll be a chance for him.
And inspiration from 47-year-old Lee Westwood, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so horses for courses. Let's look at guys trending up, coming in form, best recent form. Last week, we didn't have any crossover on the list. This time, we got a couple crossovers. So it'll be interesting if these guys are heavy favorites if they remain in the field. So you mentioned Lee Westwood, back-to-back 54-hole leads on the PGA Tour, Arnold Palmer Invitational, Players Championship. Those aren't pushover events. So he is playing fantastic golf right now. Number 2 on my list. This is subjective. I get to pick the list. Number 2 on my list, Daniel Berger. He got the win. Right now, as of right now, he's the winner on this list. So he's got the recent win at Pebble Beach, but also 2 other top 10s to start 2021. It looks like he might backdoor into a top 20 at the Players right now. So
yeah, he had a great. I don't know if he's finished where we are, but he's having a great Sunday, or he has had a great Sunday.
And then a couple other guys. I mean, these guys are playing well at the Players. Chris Kirk, not just the Players, the T2 at the Sony Open to retain his PGA Tour card. Huge moment for him. 3 top 16s in his last 4 tournaments. That does not include the Players Championship. Kind of a rough start on Sunday, but still playing very, very good golf. Top 20 golf consistently.
Yeah, he's been a sleeper for me 2 weeks in a row. I think unfortunately, he's not going to be able to be in the sleeper category next week.
I don't know if he will be. Not on DraftKings. I don't think so. Number 4, Sunjae Im, maybe the heavy favorite this week at the Honda Classic. Quiet, very nice start to 2021. Looks like a top 20 at the Players. He's playing well on Sunday. 6 top 30s in his last 8 tournaments. No missed cuts. Consistent. Not a lot of popping up into the top of the leaderboard, but very consistent top 30 golf from Sunjae. And then finally, Gim. Gim makes the list.
Doug Gim.
Yeah, number 5 coming in hot. So this is a different standard. He's not one of these elite guys in golf right now yet. But he's made 5 cuts in his last 6, all top 40s, and he's in contention at the Players. I mean, that's very good golf for a guy that's kind of breaking onto the scene. Top 40s, you're getting into that top 25% of these fields consistently.
Yeah. A guy we've liked for quite a while, so it's very nice to see him playing this well.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that's the subjective list. This one coming up is the model. So this is, I don't get to decide who's on this. This is just, we spit in the numbers from previous seasons, and then it spits out back at us who it likes thus far. So obviously this isn't accounting for what people have done this week. And then the other thing I think I should say, because of how good Lee Westwood is playing, it doesn't account for European golf. It only accounts for PGA Tour golf.
PGA stats, yeah.
So first, Daniel Berger, we got the picture of him there winning at AT&T. We know his game's in good shape. He's kind of, along with Sunjae, the class of the field in terms of pedigree and form and everything. I would guess that he'll probably be the highest priced player. I mean, depending on what Lee Westwood does, but I would think he'll be the highest priced player next week. And then Wesley Bryan, this one surprised me a bit, but then I looked a little bit further at his numbers, and I want to say he's about 33rd so far in the season in strokes gained total. He's got really good approach numbers and really good putting numbers, which the course the model likes. Next up, Chris Kirk, a guy we've spoken about at length. He's playing great golf. The numbers are reflecting that, and the model likes the numbers. So, Russell Henley, Good course history, liked by the model. With him, I feel like it's just a matter of whether the putter shows up or not. And then one of the guys you like to talk about quite often, Cameron Tringali. So it'll be interesting to see with a little bit of a weaker field. And he's had some good results of recent in fairly strong fields. So maybe in a bit of a weaker field, he can go out there and secure a win.
I look at that list and I see a bunch of guys that are hitting the ball really well into the greens in regulation, strokes in approach. That's what that list looks like. That's what PGA National probably looks like.
And not necessarily people who are bombing it off the tee, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's that time. Most interesting man in the field. I went with Rickie Fowler this week. So
Rickie Fowler, I believe it is.
Yeah. Ooh, now I did that. Okay, 11 appearances at Honda Classic. You talked about him, horse for course. He's got the win in 2017, 4 top 10s. He plays it well. But this is where it matters. It's the final countdown, Craig, to qualify for the 2021 Masters for Rickie. I mean, he hasn't missed since 2010. There's only a couple more tournaments. I don't know if he's going to play some of these opposite field. He won't qualify for the WGC match play, so he can go opposite field, I think, if he chooses to. But
I feel like he should, just to go try to win his way into the Masters.
He needs reps. He needs wins. He needs high finishes. His last top 10, this is why it's not looking super optimistic. His last top 10 was a limited field event, 2020, over a year ago, Century Tournament of Champions. I mean, we've had a whole pandemic happened since his last top 10.
Yeah, that's a good 15 months ago.
Yeah. So it's the final countdown. Let's see what happens. It'll just be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Maybe I should say it's been a whole bad 15 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a long 15 months.
Yeah. Okay, the way too early weather forecast. What do you got for us?
So again, we have to look at that wind. It looks like the wind could get up on Sunday. Maybe that Monday wind will come in a little bit earlier, or maybe that Wednesday wind will push into Thursday. But it does look like we have some significant wind throughout. Thunderstorms, never like to see that. I always like to have the day start, the day finish on a course because we do our showdown videos. I don't like to have this messy guys starting in the morning or can't finish the rounds.
I think the other thing, with that showing that there is going to be weather this week, it is something we want to pay attention to see if one side of the field or the other may potentially be favored. So stay tuned for the videos coming this week, and we'll dig into that once we've got more accurate timing potentially on when that weather's going to hit.
Yeah, especially our live show. That's a great segue. So like and subscribe to our content. If you like our content, we have videos coming out all throughout the week. We're going to have our picks, our sleepers, live shows, everything like that, plus more and more and more. Also follow us on Twitter at Grandstand Golf. That's where we do all our good stuff as well. Anything else to add there, Craig?
Nope. See you guys next time.
Yep. Good luck. See ya.